When we began, I had a woman say to me, and it really crushed me. Actually, it was a young man that talked about his mother. And it was a camp, a basketball camp. And I was working with black male athletes. I was talking about responsibility, relationship, and sexuality. And when I was talking to this one young brother, he said to me, and let me just kind of describe him. This brother is coal black, smooth, blemish-free, hope to die, drop dead. Beautiful brother. And he said to me, well, you know, my mama told me, don't you ever bring home nothing black as you. That's what she had said to him. And when he looked at me and saw the horror in my eyes, he said, oh, but I could bring home someone like you. And I said, brother, you've not complimented me there, but I can understand his hurt from his mother who looked like him and what he reminded her of. So I began to look at that, and I started to look at the behaviors that were exhibited by African Americans that are part of what I call post-traumatic slave syndrome, and that's one of them. Of course, our skin color and hair texture and that foolishness, which is coming out in the hip-hop rap, so it ain't gone nowhere. Okay, so let's be clear, we are sticking with that. Hence the term natural. I had people say to me, you're going natural, huh? As if I was doing something odd. I actually had a white person respond to that. And well, my wife goes through the same thing. You know, she wears her gray. I go, he don't get it. I'm not talking about wearing your gray. I'm talking about wearing your hair, stay with me, the way it grow out your hair. We have now created a whole new industry on how to care for the hair that grow out your head. Because we don't know how to do it anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, because I think black people are some of the most versatile and beautiful. Well, we can dye it, shave it, lock it, perm it, braid it, roll it, do whatever we want with it. I ain't mad at you, but please don't have a problem with how it grow out your hair. And evidence of that is the natural hair products that are coming. Oh, and you know, white people are selling it to us. About to figure out how they can now market, because they marketed how you couldn't deal with the way the hair grew out your head, and that to you, and now they're selling to you how to take care of your hair that grows out your head. And then we look at each other as though we're making a statement because we wear our hair the way it grows heads. There's something wrong with that. That's post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Colorism isn't just a personal bias. It's a deeply rooted system of inequality created by white supremacy and weaponized within the black community. During slavery, mixed-race children were sometimes granted privileges denied to darker-skinned slaves. Many became domestic workers or received minimal education. Some were even freed. This early division bred resentment and confusion, planting the seeds of colorism. The paper bag test was later used in churches, schools, and social clubs. If your skin was darker than a brown paper bag, you were denied entry. After slavery, colorism shaped the rise of the black elite. Lighter-skinned African Americans gained access to colleges like Howard and Spelman earlier, married within their complexion group, and formed exclusive social networks like the Blue Vein Societies. This stratification meant darker-skinned black Americans faced greater hurdles in education, employment, and even romantic relationships from their own community. For decades, media portrayed lighter-skinned black women as more desirable, educated, or marriageable, while darker-skinned women were stereotyped as angry, unattractive, or hypersexual. In music videos, film, and fashion, the lighter the skin, the more visibility and success one could achieve. Icons like Lena Horne and Dorothy Dandridge were often chosen for their proximity to whiteness, not just talent. Today, studies show that lighter-skinned black people are more likely to be hired, earn higher salaries, and receive shorter prison sentences than their darker-skinned peers. In dating apps and social media, lighter skin still gets more engagement and preference, even within the black community. And in classrooms, darker-skinned children, especially girls, are more likely to be punished and labeled as aggressive. The psychological and cultural impact of colorism affects mental health, which causes internalized shame, lowered self-esteem, and identity struggles. Many black children grow up being teased for being too dark or told to stay out of the sun. Skin lightening creams, banned in some countries but widely sold in others, remain a multi-billion-dollar industry, especially in African and Caribbean nations. The message is clear. Lighter is still seen as better. Today, a cultural shift is underway. Movements are challenging Eurocentric beauty standards, but true change requires deeper action, honest conversations, curriculum changes, and addressing how systemic colorism impacts every aspect of Black Americans' communities. White supremacy is ingrained in American institutions, home, school, religion, and politics. And those who fear history reveal their own guilt. They know that an honest telling of America's past would destroy the illusion of innocence. It happened when the world saw Black Wall Street burn. It happened when the brutality of Jim Crow was exposed. It happened when the Southern strategy was unmasked as a tool of racial control rather than democracy. The systems of oppression never disappeared. They evolved. Slave patrols became modern policing. Redlining became housing discrimination. The plantation became the prison. And through it all, America has attempted to erase its crimes. Native lands were stolen through laws. Black freedmen Americans were denied land and wealth-building opportunities. Immigration policies were designed to maintain a white majority. When Black communities thrived, they were targeted by mobs, by bombings, and by policies disguised as justice. It was not enough to take lives. They had to erase entire communities. Highways were built through Black neighborhoods. COINTELPRO was used to assassinate Black leaders. Confederate statues were erected not in 1865, but during the Civil Rights Movement as a message of intimidation. And still, they expect us to believe in their version of America, one where slavery was just an unfortunate chapter, where the Tuskegee experiment is a footnote, where mass incarceration is an accident. But the truth cannot be erased. The real fear is not history itself. It is the reckoning that comes when people realize they have been lied to. A generation that understands the depth of deception will not trust blindly. And when trust is broken, people begin to question everything. That is what America fears most. Not its past, but the consequences of its lies. And no matter how many books they ban, how many voices they silence, how many distortions they spread, the truth remains. It spreads like fire, igniting minds and demanding accountability. The real question is not whether America will face its past. The question is whether America can survive what it has done. The fight to suppress history is not just about the past, it's about controlling the future. Tell me what you think about this topic. Hope you find the information in this video informative. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for watching.